So yesterday, Tennessee-based Representative Andy Ogles put forth some legislature or some proposed law that would change the 22nd Amendment. So today, a lot of folks are talking about the 22nd Amendment. So I want to break down for you what that actually is. The 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, limits the number of times a person can serve as president. Following President Franklin D. Roosevelt's unprecedented 4 terms in office, concerns arose about the concentration of power in the hands of a single sitting president or a single individual. Roosevelt's passing in 1945 further highlighted the potential risks of a prolonged presidential tenure. It's important to note that the reason that Roosevelt served so many terms is because the United States was coming out of the Great Depression and into the aftermath and deep throes of World War II. So there was a need for continued stability. Roosevelt had pushed forward many hundreds of programs in order to support and rebuild the United States, and overseeing those programs seemed extremely important. But in response to that 4-term presidential run, Representative Earl C. Meigner in the House of Representatives proposed Joint Resolution 27, which calling for a set limit of 2 terms, each containing 4 years for all future presidents. The 80th Congress proposed the 22nd Amendment on March 21st, 1947. Eventually, Senator Robert Taft introduced the clause we see in there now that clarified that if a vice president or a person acting as president could be elected to 1 additional term if they had served for more than 2 years of another president's term, or if they had served for less than 2 years, could be elected to 2 full subsequent terms. So basically, if you took over the role of president, that would affect if you could have 2 terms or 3. The amendment faced vigorous debate in both houses of Congress and then subsequently underwent the ratification or approval process. Now, to ratify or approve an amendment to either change or add, it requires approval from 3/4 of, at the time, states, which is a lengthy and complex undertaking. But finally, on February 27th, 1951, with a 36-state ratification or approval, which was what would have been a approval majority in that year, since all states were not yet in the Union, the 22nd Amendment was ratified, officially becoming part of our U.S. Constitution. The 22nd Amendment serves as a cornerstone of our American democracy. It ensures a balance of power and prevents excessive presidential authority. It underscores the importance of periodic transitions of powers and reinforces the democratic principles of rotation in elected office. If you want to learn more about the 22nd Amendment, you can check out the National Archives and Records Administration. You can take a look into the U.S. Constitution, which actually holds that amendment, and the Congressional Research Division also has great historical context about this amendment. If you have any other additional questions about this, feel free to leave them below, and I'll do my best.